Morning, Trainiacs. Very easy little 1 hour recovery ride. That's all today. Easy day, prepping for the weekend. You know who looks good with a nasal strip to encourage nasal only breathing during a workout? Everybody. So that there was 1 hour, burned 450 calories, averaged just 130 watts, and kept the heart rate in between, I think it was about like 108 and somewhere in the neighborhood of like 125. Very recovery style. So playing around on the old interwebs this morning, I realized that this whole thing in there, we're an autocomplete. Triathlon Taren Watch, Triathlon Taren NTK, Triathlon Taren Mel, Triathlon Taren Dogs. We're gonna answer all of the most common Triathlon Taren questions just for funsies. I didn't realize that I was actually interesting. Is that Triathlon Taren Mel? Puppy! Perfect timing. Oh, yeah. Hi, Ern. Oh my God. Trainiacs, whoa, who knew I was that tall? Apparently you all didn't, because that's one thing that you search. So, fun fact, one of the ways that I figure out what videos to do each day is I will go, and you know when you're like typing into Google or into YouTube something, and then when you put a space, a whole bunch of options come down? Those are called autocompletes. Those are called autocompletes, and autocompletes are YouTube and Google's tracking of what everyone else is searching, and they're suggesting these suggestions because everyone else is searching them. It's a popular search term. So I will often go and start typing in like stride, running, power meter, space, and then see what pops up, or Zwift, space, and then see what pops up, and then I decide to make videos off of what people are searching for. And then, you know, there's some like software and other things that we plug into it, this and that. But I did Triathlon Taren, and then we saw what popped up. Y'all are sick. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love you. But there are some fun things that you all are asking. So, number one. How old is Triathlon Taren? Well, if you were around just a few days ago, you know that November 6, 1982 is the date that the whole triathlon YouTube game changed and the world was set on a path to just a whole bunch of Speedo shots and a ginger beard from some dude in Winnipeg. Yeah, I was born late night, November 6, 1982 at Concordia Hospital in Winnipeg. Born, raised here, always been named Taren because apparently I was really energetic as a baby and I was ripping and tearing. That's at least the story that my mom tells. Next one, Triathlon Taren height, 5'8". I fluctuate somewhere now in between about 149 pounds during race season, 154 pounds right now in the off season. I peaked when I was my heaviest at 215 pounds. And I have really stubby legs. Have you ever tried to find jeans that are size 40 waist and a 30 inseam? That's impossible. My God. So this one's fun. Triathlon Taren NTK or Triathlon Taren wife. I guess you all are wondering about No Triathlon Kim, my wife. I'll let her handle this one.
Hello, my name is Kim. I live in this snowy frozen place called Winnipeg. I love dark roast coffee from Starbucks and iced matcha lattes. I love dogs. Cute ones. Only the cute ones. That's not a popular opinion. Also unpopular, I watch The Bachelor. I never miss it. It's terrible, but I don't care. I used to be a journalist and I used to work in football. Now I work in communications and I'm cold because it's winter and it won't be warm again for a long time. My favorite place in the world is Hawaii. I'd like to be there right now.
So, not at all related to that, but funny story about how it's kind of related to that, is Triathlon Taren Mel. Mel is the one that makes the videos. Again, I'll let her handle this one, and then I'll tell you a funny story about that.
Hi, I'm Mel. I edit all the videos. I'm also from Winnipeg. I actually live about 5 minutes away from Taren with my husband Jay and Ernie and our 2 cats. There's one of them. Hi, Maxie. I have never done a triathlon, nor do I intend to. I can't swim. Maybe I should do the swim drill program. I'm more into hitting and kicking things, so I play a lot of soccer and volleyball. I also eat an absurd amount of cheese and quote Family Guy almost daily. And I love a good pun.
So that's Mel. That's my wife, NTK. I once got that jumbled up. While we were on our way to Kona this year, I was introducing NTK and Mel separately to the Ventum people, and I was like, this is my wife, Kim. This is my wife, Mel. Oh, crap. And it was in front of them. Certain death. Never been more afraid to go to sleep on an airplane. No. Next one, Triathlon Taren real name, Triathlon Taren name, Triathlon Taren last name. Well, I'll let you in on a little secret that isn't a secret at all. It's Gazelle. Do like a little whoop. Gazelle. Pronounced like the animal, but not at all spelled like the animal. So most of the time people say Jessel, Jessel. Apparently back in the day it was like Gazler, which is, according to my grandpa, a German name that they tried to Americanize. But then if you talk to any Germans, they're like, that sounds like kind of Russian. But apparently my great-grandpa wasn't a big fan of Russian, so we actually aren't entirely sure what that side of the family is, because they're not the most honest folk sometimes. There's a small number of gazelles in prison. Yeah. Basically, I had to just like brush my teeth every single day and I was going to be one of the more successful gazelles. But on the other side, fun fact, I think I'm like 3/8 Scottish or half Scottish and an 1/8 Irish. Fun things. And then finally, Taren Gazelle triathlon results. Triathlon Taren race times. Triathlon Taren times. I suppose you all want to know if I'm actually legit. What are my race times? Well, these are pretty consistent. I have only really had, I would say like one blow up race, and in that race I still placed, I think, 7th overall. But I'll give you sort of the bandwidth for my race times and the race distance. Sprints, the last 6 or 8 sprints I've done have been a personal best of a 107 to a 112. That 112 was a long time ago. That was like my 3rd season in Tri. Olympics, I've done, I believe it's 4 Olympics. The first 2 I did were a 253, then a 301, and then I went back down to sprints, got a lot faster, came back, did all those good times, and then I did a 214, and then this summer I did a 211. And half Ironmans I have done 4? I think it's 4. I did Duluth Superior Man Tri, which was a slightly short course, and I started off very first half Ironman in a 446. Then I went to Campeche, got completely burned by the sun, did a 501. Then I went to Half Ironman Austin. I did a 453, I think it was, placed 5th in the age category, qualified for Half Ironman World Championships this past year. Oh, I've done 5. Then I went to Half Ironman Coeur d'Alene, did a 441.59, and then Half Ironman Worlds did a 435.39, 59. Thereabouts. That's kind of the range. I tend to be fairly consistent, and it's not like I have just like a whole bunch of PRs and I'm like, whoo, really snuck that one in. No, triathlon is a lifestyle for me. So pretty much any race that I show up to, I'm fairly well prepared for. Whether it's a short distance, a long distance, I take this stuff seriously enough that it's like overall fit, overall health. I don't just hang my hat on one time that I was fit for like one day like a bodybuilder. Certainly don't look like one in the off season right now. And then you all haven't really searched for Triathlon Taren dogs, but the Triathlon Taren dogs are Gracie, our charcoal lab. Easiest way to explain that is an albino black lab. Then there's Pete. Pete's just a lovable scamp down here. He's a mutt. He's everyone's pal. Mel has a Bernese Mountain Dog puppy. That was intense today. And then occasionally you'll see old Ozzy, who's my mom's dog. All right, Trainiacs, there you go. You know a little bit more about me if you cared to know about that. Now you do. If you didn't and you aren't subscribed, subscribe and I'll give you more random Triathlon Taren facts that you don't want to hear about. Later, Trainiacs.